Welcome, welcome. Had internet troubles this morning, but hopefully they're resolved. I don't know. It was weird because I was able to browse the internet and use the internet, but my connection to Twitch kept dropping. So we restarted our router. We restarted our PC. Tech support, turn it off and turn it on again. So hopefully that works. Yeah. So last time we were working on mouse support. This time working on mouse support. We got to the point where our tests are much better, and we have a better understanding of how we think it's supposed to work. And last time we identified this as kind of like why clicking the start menu does not work. Namely, they're doing this like dot cursor thing, and that just ain't gonna work. Nobody sets it. So back in glop, the key interface, you can return a cursor optionally. About that, like, there's little C cursors that get defined. But like, where do we actually set it? If anywhere. And I don't think we do set it anywhere. So let's see here. Hold on. Why are we... Why is this in the header? Oh, Windows. Go. Go. Yeah. Don't define your functions in headers, declare them. Define them in this translation unit, not in the header. Otherwise you'll get multiple definition problems. But yeah, like... Cursor. Key states have a cursor, which is a pointer to a cursor. Here it's nil. Here it's we look at it, and we never talk about it again. What? So yeah, like we just don't set the cursor. So we need to drop this idea of the cursor from the key interface. Partly because it's not hooked up yet, or working. Partly because it doesn't belong there. Like, why would you look for some kind of cursor thing on a key event? It don't make sense. At least not to me. And they always look at the 0th event in like the slice of events for a cursor. And it's like, why does that have to be the 0th? Could it have been a different one? Yeah. Alright, so let's clean that up. Panic with an error instance, not a string instance. What else is... It doesn't really matter, but that's fine. Now, maybe it's not notify them. It's well, actually, we call press key, right, which does the dot set press amount. That it gets scaled really freaks me out. Like, what if... If we get two events within a millisecond of each other, wouldn't we just not change this? I really don't like how there's all these functions that are defined on these aggregators that are also defined on keys. Aggregates presses and press amounts during a frame, so they can be viewed between things. Unfortunately, I think it's not particularly precise. Why? Alright, I think the thing to do is I want to just blow away the cursor piece of the key API, right? If there was no key interface, if this didn't exist right here, right? We'd get a lot of compiler errors. So I think we can try to remove it and see if it causes us much headache. We can always revert. Alright. But I'm also going to format this stuff because... Please. I'm just trying to make this stuff more readable, just to, at least to me. Consistency is, in my opinion, much more readable. So we'll try to be consistent about spacing and indentation and all those things that humans need, or at least humans encounter. And I hate two spaces after a period. Okay, these events are key events, not events. We'll get there. We'll get there. So this should just be white space and kind of non-functional changes. The test pass, let's just clean up and commit it. Clean formatting and space. Alright, so there's no, as far as I know, no way to make a test that you assert doesn't compile. Is there? I guess what we can do is say, we can, yeah, okay. What we can do is half, or like mostly implement the key interface for a stub, and then not include the cursor, and that's the test. All right. So let's write a test. Test key interface. Stub key doesn't need to implement cursor. Doesn't need to key doesn't include cursor. And so here, we're just going to say, like, var, I don't care what it's called, is a gin key, which is equal to cast stub key of nil. We'll organize our imports, and we'll declare a type called stub key. It's going to be a struct. And the idea is that it should implement gin.key. And so it can implement gin.key by way of implementing all this. Okay, so there's a function, takes a pointer to a stub key called string, and it returns a string. It's not implemented yet, but that's fine. I'm just gonna... We don't need this. And then sub-aggregator. Let's not worry about that right now. Stub key. Might as well know which one. We could just return. Let's get our string. Unique ID. Return gin key ID of. Maybe we do want a kind of stub key ID. So the device is gin.device ID, and the type is gin.device type any. The index is 0, and the index will be 0. I think device index 0 might be something, but I don't know. I don't know. We're just gonna make it work, and yeah. Stub implementation of gin.key. I guess we should return the string, not just make it. I mean, this is just the zero value. We should just embrace the 0 value. Why name the 0 value elements when we don't have to? It's just a nil and Again, why spell out the 0 value when we can just use the 0 value? Blah, 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 blah. Return false. I don't know what it is, but I don't care. Return false 0. Alright. So now this should fail for the reason that it doesn't implement cursor. Cur press amount. But, okay, so it needs that sub-aggregator thing as well. Whatever that is. Maybe we'll embed a stub aggregator. Funnily enough, you don't actually need to know what the interface is called in order for this to actually implement it. One of the design features of Golang interfaces. Alright, yeah, maybe not a stub key, but func on a pointer to stub aggregator. Function called isDown. Look at that. And then the stub key embeds a stub aggregator. Okay, we're missing cursor. If I were to add it, the test should pass. Yeah. So this is just breaking because cursor's missing. Good. Test. Test that the key interface does not have the cursor function. That's nice. Kind of indented things for me. Ugh. Yeah. Alright, let's green this test. The way to green this test is to go into the key interface and remove it. Which means we can do this. Go like that, and like that. Get rid of that. Go away cursor. This is the native code. I just want to kind of look at it. That's fine. Let's look at the... Interesting. Seagull Linux doesn't mention cursor. But Seago Darwin does. Raw cursor. Okay, it's not the same thing. Sure, cool. Let's edit Gene Keybase cursor. Yeah, you don't get a cursor. You don't need one. Don't worry about it. Gin input unit test. Yeah, you don't need it. We're not using it. Don't need it. Yeah, we might have that still. System test. Don't need it. Or that's not the same cursor. GUI combo. Okay, so here is the first time we will be replacing cursor behavior with the new way to do cursors, which is to say the GUI should be able to know where cursors are. Okay, when a GUI handles an event group, we'll call it mouse state. Okay, it's got a X and a Y, which are ints. It's got a press, which is going to be one of like down, up, it's like went down, came up, stayed down, stayed up. Mouse press type. Type. Mouse press type. Now down, like went down. Mouse press type. Start. End. Now we could break it out into two enums, like a we want one for each button though too. So there's like a button press type. Buttons can be up, down. The press can start, or it can end. Maybe. And then there's a left, middle, right button press type. Now the handle event group can happen multiple times per frame. You can imagine like the frames are really slow and somebody's like clicking and moving and dragging and dropping. But you'll at least see each of those component events in turn, in order. So I think what we do is we update our cached state of the mouse, right? G dot mouse state dot update gin group. Now mouse state needs to do that. Okay, so there's a function of pointer to mouse state, can update, takes a gin event group, a logical event, right? And so then for this is a group. For each event in the range of group dot events, this is just a slice of events with a timestamp. So it's we need a way to ask the key if it's a left click or a right click or a mousey thing. But we don't care about keys. We don't want it to be about keys. So to do implement this. We don't need to implement it yet because none of this stuff ever did anything with clicks anyways, so none of our tests should break. But at least we have the framework for it. Right, and then now the GUI can expose an interface that is like like an event context maybe or something. Event handling context. You can find out where the mouse is and whether it's and what's going on with clicking. So it's like get mouse position int has It's like you want to know, you want to be able to check for, was it a click? You want to be able to check for, is it a press and hold? You want to check for if it was a release. You want to check for if it was such things. Um, um, left button, middle button, right button can all return kind of a button, event, state. Is down, is up, was down, was up, was up. Clicked. Can you have a default implementation? No, you can't. Because this should be, you should be able to write this in terms of these, right? It's like is down and not was down. Maybe there's like a click and a hold. I mean, I'm abstracting, and it's not probably going to help us. Bool. Down or not? Down or not? Down or not? That's all we need. Okay, so then LaGUI can implement that by way of adding these things. So return g.mouse state.x, g mouse state.y. Let's just do that. X Y. Nice. Okay, and then a GUI can also left button and that is g dot mouse state dot left equals button press type down or dot mouse state left is button press type start. Guess we can return it. Maybe we can say state to button or something. No state, just so that I don't have to write this expression a bunch of times. There's a function called state to button flag. It takes a button press type. Returns a bool. Returns that. Cool. Middle button. Middle. Right button. Right. Cool. How close is that? So GUI combo go should, instead of saying, hey, does like the first event in the group of events have a cursor? If GUI dot get mouse position. RP is a point. P dot X and P dot Y is that. There. Whenever you're responding to an event, if the current mouse position is inside, not inside, return false. If combo box clicked, return false. I don't know. And then this was return cursor not nil. Namely, was this event group mousy? We need a way to detect what? If it's like a what did this even look like before? Git show head / GUI combo. When asked to respond to an event, if it was open, look for an escape. If there was an escape, What? So to me, a combo box is like a checkbox. Um, is that? No. Combo box. What? Okay, so when it's focused, it's open. When it's not focused, it's closed. Sure. That's kind of jank, but sure. Um, if it's closed and we're drawing it, what do you? Okay, it's make a combo box. You can take a list of selectable widgets. Um, so you make a vertical table. Okay. Uh, for each option, add it as a child of the table. Tell it that when you're selected, the combo box itself was clicked and the selected index is the index. We ignore the index passed into set select func, but that's fine. It's fine. We make a scroll frame over top, or we make a scrolling frame to contain the table, and then we add that scrolling frame as the child. Okay, need a quick break. Right back. So now's about as good a time as any to think about is the change to just remove it from the API, like the cursor call from the key interface, is just removing it the right change? Maybe instead of removing it, we always return nil. Nah, I don't like that, because like you'll have a bunch of code that like looks like it's alive, looks like it could be called, when it's gated behind some like get the cursor if not nil. Well, we might need to do some work on each of these fix-ups to understand what would happen or what should happen, but let's worry less about making sure we preserve the behavior. And worry more about reading the tests. In my head, I'm thinking, when in history would this have returned non-nil? If they had mouse support at some point. When the event group that we're looking at was like the left mouse button or the right mouse button or something. Or even a mouse axis thing. Perhaps instead of cursor if cursor not nil, it's if GUI dot is mouse event. Right? Cursor point becomes GUI dot get mouse position. And then bar is mouse event. That's really what this is used to say. We care less about making this readable right now versus greening the test. If there's no things, it's not an event group. Or sorry, it's not a mouse event. Otherwise, group events 0 vt dot key dot id device type mouse. Oh, this is a GUI event group. Sure. Alright, so then this event group has an event group that we can just use. Okay. And let's not leave that. Yeah, edit, GUI file chooser, 53. Now technically we are changing behavior here because this was always going to return nil. But now some events will actually look like mouse events. Hey. Okay, tech credit line. Don't get it twisted. What? Hmm? Technically, this could like modify event group and certainly like cause problems if you wanted to. Sure. So the this is not a focus bool. This is a dispatched to focused widget. Right? So if event group dot dispatch to focus widget um what? If we're expecting ourselves, if we're trying to handle event while we're focused, If this is ever true, it's because something else is broken. This is saying if the event group is for a press, get the key ID of the primary event. If it was an escape or a return, focus should be changing. Fail out. Consume is still false. Who calls do respond? What is the difference between respond and do respond? One is on the widget interface, the other's on the core widget interface. Do respond. When a basic widget is asked to do respond. Okay, so basic widget always embeds a core widget. So embedded widget dot do respond. Maybe we're supposed to change focus or not. I guess do respond. If we were focused, drop focus, otherwise take focus. Sure. we don't have access to the GUI object. This has to take a event handling context. Event handling context here is just the GUI. We're going to break a lot of things in the compiler, we're going to break a lot of compilability, but it is what it is. Do respond. Event handling. GUI scroll. Do respond. You get a context. File chooser, do respond. 80. Edit the GUI text. No, GUI checkbox 91. We have an embedded widget. Huh? You also embed horizontal table. Stub to responder. Have event group. Oh, yeah. Oh, if we don't name it, it'll look like a name. Fair enough. .165. It's not a GUI get notes position, it's a CTX get notes position. I think that should work. That part.
We mean to cancel the world you civilized people made. We'll simply erase history from the time that machinery and weapons threatened more than they offered. And when you die, the last living reminder of hell will be gone. We mean to cancel the world you civilized people made. We'll simply erase history from the time that machinery and weapons threatened more than they offered. When you die, the last living reminder of hell will be gone.
Sure, we'll just have an event handling context. Seven CTX. Okay, that was kind of a long thing, but we don't need cursors anymore. We needed to tweak the event, the do respond kind of API for it, but it is what it is. Yes. Fix. Well, remove cursor API that wasn't even looked up. And we'll push it ahead, and then we will update glop. And import all of this stuff to use the new do respond. Bleh. If is mouse event on that group, then set the mxmy for g.get mouse position, and then sure, whatever was there before. Edit console do respond. This is called dispatched to focused widget. There's furniture tab. 167. XMY is GUI get mouse position. Right? Cursor point. We can do these now. Soon. It's fine. Where else not build? Edit. House furniture tab.go line 84. Yeah, you get a GUI dot event handling context. Do this. F. Let's just go by the line numbers. It's telling me 372. We should ACK for GUI dot make button func of event mouse wall tab. This will need to be named. Okay. Edit game GUI roster chooser. It's not cursor point, it's UI get mouse position. Since it's any mouse L button, I think we're okay with this. Let's fix this while we're here. Edit house.go line 482. Yes, we have a GUI in scope. GUI UI dot get mouse position. Right. Why is this CX? Click X, I guess. Right. Cursor. If UI dot is this event, then X and Y is UI dot get mouse position. So event group called group. Good. You go away. So is mouse event is just that. We're not worried about making sure these things are right. We're just making sure we're just doing our best to not change functionality. And if the tests pass, then the tests pass. So is mouse. Well, hold on. Where else is cursor used? There. So UI is UI dot get mouse position. And this is MXMY. Yeah. Goodbye, cursor. Oh, I bet. Event handling context. Okay. Wall tab go. UI dot get mouse position. Was it a UI or a GUI? UI. If UI dot is mouse event on the group, get mouse position. Cursor. Only edit game UI chooser. Form 4. It's not a cursor anymore. It's a g dot get mouse position. Then it's if g dot is mouse event on the group. I hate this pattern, but I'm not going to fix it right now. Edit game UI credits 107. It's a G. For something so often referenced, it's really not that bad to do this replacement. So if g dot is mouse event on the group, we'll go ahead and call g dot get mouse position. Okay. Yeah, don't even get me started there. It's if g dot is mouse event, g dot get mouse position. I can't seem to spell cursor very well. Edit Edit game UI dialog. Uh-huh. Okay, so whereabouts is this cursor used? And here. Okay, so cursor equal nil is mouse event is mouse event of group if is mouse event and then other places where cursor. So cursor is nil. So if not is mouse event. Cursor equal nil is not a mouse event. We're making progress. So, if handle input. Handle input is this like part of this action API or interface, and so I might want to make sure it takes a maybe the game has a reference to the GUI. If the game should have a reference to the GUI. Oh boy. Hmm. It's not that many. Let's just change it. And oh look, we have a UI. You take a GUI.event handling context as well. Okay, so is mouse event is ctx.is event of group. Right? So if is mouse event, and that the cursor name is mouse, it's a mouse. You know, ctx.get mouse position. We don't have a cursor anymore. Not going to clean this yet. We don't need a variable for something we only read once. If it's a mouse event, update the mouse things, I guess. Yeah. Let's make sure that that is more or less a fix for that. So edit game UI start test 54. This is not focused. This is dispatched to focused widget. Game actions basic attack 36. Basic attack. Handle input. CTX is a GUI event handling context. Hey, it doesn't even need the cursor. Game actions. Interact. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's make sure that any build things are addressed in order here. Correct. 27. Handle input takes a context. GUI event handling context. Get viewer. Yeah, I don't think we get to get a handle to a GUI instance in here. For better or for worse. Okay. Maybe we'll just try to make it. It's a bit quicker, eh? Handle input. CTX is a GUI.event handling context. And then, do we use this anymore? Nope. If is mouse event, then CTX.get mouse position. Look at that. Let's try to run the tests. Edit. Save widget. Whatever. I believe this is now taking a context. Event handling context? Yeah. There was no GUI. Well, at least that's not there anymore. So if g.is mouse event, then g get mouse position. The problem is When we do a systhink, it's going to tell the input to think and then tell the listeners to handle event groups. So a forwarding event listener can handle an event group. This is null. Yeah. So this needs to be like a stub. Oh, this looks like a GUI. Dang it! We need to be like given a GUI. We can just default construct a GUI, I believe. Or like zero value. Use a zero value. Maybe. Let's see what happens. The problem is that every widget assumes that it's wrapped by a GUI. It's a pain in the butt. So to handle an event group, we're gonna do Um, handle the event group here as well. Tell the rep. Tell the event group so it can find its state cache. Oh, sure. Make stubbed, I believe. Stubby GUI test. Just make a stubbed GUI instead of zero valuing. GUI test dot make stubbed GUI. It's just the window region, eh? Oi. Okay. we still haven't clicked the button, but we're probably closer. Alright, let's use our friend DLB. Line 170. Make packages /game test DLB. DLB test. Let's break on UI. Start test line 170. Process a bunch of the events. And then, yes, we step in here. Because okay, so this looks like a mouse event. But it doesn't look like a click. This is the y-axis. Motion in the y-axis. No sell button. Oh yeah, we're not updating. Oh yeah. Turns out it doesn't do the thing if you don't tell it to do the thing. Okay, so ms.x is, so like primary event is group.events at 0. If len of group.events less than 1, panic ref can't mouse state update if there are no events in the group. Right, then primary event. So if primary event dot device dot type dot key dot id dot device dot type not equal to gen dot device type mouse panic can't mouse state dot update if the primary event is not a mouse event. Otherwise, ms.x is primary event.x dot What? Maybe it's a mouse input.handle. That does the caching. Calls the update. We need to add mouse listener. On the system. Let's do it like this. Update mouse state. Right, and this is like g.mouse state.update mouse event. This is a mouse event. June.mouse event. All of this is not important. ms.x is mouse event.x. Dot left.
DJ Transit invades America. This is MC Everybody's Daddy. I read an interesting survey recently that said up to 52% of Canadian women shave their bush, whereas not nearly such a high percentage of American women shave their bush. So I've got some Canadian women here. Tell me, what's your name?
My name is Ashley.
Ashley, do you shave your bush?
Yes, I do. I have no bush.
Okay, thank you. So what's your name, miss?
Paulina,
And Paulina, do you shave your bush?
all the time.
Are you Canadian?
Yes, I am.
Excuse me, miss. What's your name?
Joellen.
Joellen, do you shave your bush?
It is completely bare, baby.
Now, according to my detailed surveys, 100% of Canadian women shave their bush. So American women, DJ Transit of the Future Perfect Synergy is going to give you something to shave your bush to.
These mouse events don't have support for the different buttons. Sag. Jin.mouse events need to distinguish between left, middle, and right. Need to distinguish between left, middle, right buttons. But we don't need that right now. There's just a left button and no other buttons. Because, yeah, why not? So we'll switch on mouse event dot type, and then in the case that it is a mouse event type, click this left dot and this dot left is there's a function called next state. Takes a current button press type, or next press type is current is a button press type, and then we have a mouse event type. Currently, now, and then we return a button press type. So switch on current. If it's button press, well, switch on now. If it's a mouse event type, click. If it's a mouse event type, move. Mouse event type, wheel. Fall through. Turn current. Just for the heck of it. we might need more than just click or whatever, but sure. Switch on current. Case is button type press, or button press type. Up, down, start, end. If it was up, and now we see down, we will return button press type start. If it was down and it is down, return button press type. It's still down. If it used to be a start and it's still down, return button press type down. If it used to be ending but now it's down, return button press type start. It's either start or down when it's a click. I wonder if you could do like a switch on now, comma, current, or like current, comma, now, and then you don't have to worry about it, but I don't know. The current is ms.left, the now is mouse event.type. Move, click, wheel. Move, click, wheel. Unknown. That's not type. There's not like a panic F or something, is there? Because there ought to be. Dev test. Okay. So move. There's no listeners. What? GUI. Make logged. When you make, you also register mouse listener. Add mouse listener. Add mouse listener func of an event, which is a Jin mouse event that does g.update. Jin dot mouse listener func. Func of mouse event. Wait, mouse listener func. There. Don't do anything. This should be the Y event, right? T group. access, yeah. Tell the listener to handle the event group. What? No listeners. Um, how do I want this to go? I want this to be the forwarding event listener. Add the input listener for the event listener and add a mouse listener for the event listener. Yeah. It's my completer doesn't think it has that. Ooh. Why didn't we break? Oh, because we changed mouse. Yeah, okay. Clear all. Yeah. Make dev test. We clicked it. We didn't hit a breakpoint because we changed like line 218 to be some not code. Or 118, maybe? I don't know. We changed a line. It was like, whatever. 170, right? 170 is not code anymore. So we can't break there. But if we run the test, it works. Alright, so make update glop. Test. What? Oh, we didn't. We didn't push glop. We didn't commit, even. Um, Get add to do add interactive chain input patch it, not to include that. What? Sorry, it's not in Gen input, it's in Gen mouse. Docs. Note that we only do left mouse buttons right now. Okay. Feature bind GUI instances as mouse listeners upon construction so that we know, so that we get mouse state updates accordingly. Sorry, my finger's getting ahead of me. I want to get push origin head, and then make update glop. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. And when I say beautiful, I mean it's green. To the Makefile. We can just add this as a tooling improvement. Commit -m feature for the tools. Make file recipes for running tests with DLV. Ugh. Come on, fingers. There we go. Alright, so what changed in base bindings? We called key name. We gave an explicit type to this. We fixed a warning. This is just clean. There's no actual change. There's no actual change. Doesn't passing nil nil at the end mean we don't split modifiers to compound derived keys? Shouldn't we just pass in bind modifier and bind out? we're doing something weird with key binds in base bindings. .co. We should make sure that we support modifiers on compound derived keys. This is bug 17. Base bindings. This is number 17. It tests, right? You can thump it. Yep. Add base bindings and to do commit gem docs bit of cleanup and a note about bindings shortfall. Okay, what happened in console? Dispatch to focused widget. Okay. Ooh. That's gonna need to be in the Go mod, Go Sum update. As will handle input changes. We don't need this. Oh, what was it? Local? I forget where I put my little helper guy. Oh yeah, it's in /tools now. Haha. Okay. All these cursors no longer a thing changes need to happen in the Go mod Go Sum change. So game action, game actions. Game. Game GUI. Game UI. online. UI start. Might need extra. We'll defer that one. Oh, big L layout, yeah. We'll need some of it in here. UI system. House furniture. Tab. House. House viewer. Room viewer. Wall tab. We won't add that to main, but we will add save widget as well. So maybe we want to patch the changes to UI start, maybe we don't. I think I'd rather patch the changes to UI start because they're kind of orthogonal slash not load bearing. And the current diff is really like kind of mechanical in terms of we're just updating to use the new API. So let's add interactive, patch up UI start. Where are we using font? An error F. So no, we don't need that. No, we're not gonna do those things. No. 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 Yes, except yeah, let's add logging. But logging's already in there, so we don't need to worry about stuff. Yes, add that. We don't need to export layout. We're done. All right. Git commit -m chore update plop. Fix make clicks work. Checkout and branch test build from head hat. It should build. It won't pass the test. Or it did pass the test. Eee. So then oh, we didn't have to use a forwarding event listener. We just oh yeah, we didn't have the red test. Yeah, that okay, that makes sense. Let's check out main. Let's check out and branch splitty. Reset. I'm not dropping main or moving main because I don't want to lose that commit in case I do something stupid or in case I make mistakes. But yeah, the change should first add the test as a red step. And then what is it that we did to fix it? We said most of this change is exporting the layout field, which we would need for get button location. Hold on. What? For a forwarding event listener. Oh. It's really the green step would be adding that kind of thing. Like, we didn't have to change things in the start menu and the UI start thing in order to make it work. We had to change things around who's gonna call it. Yeah, no, we're not gonna worry about splitting.
the beer supply. After this case and the other case, there's only one case left. Yeah. Barney's right. Yeah, let's get some more beer. Yeah. Hey, what about some beer? Yeah, Barney's right.
Okay, I think I'm about done for today, but that was a pretty good get at the end. Enabled by removing the old and terrible interface. So, yeah, sometimes the way to make progress is to make it easier for yourself to make progress, and then you make progress. But, yeah, I think that's it for me for today. Thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you again next time.